Hello everyone, this is your chemistry guy. Today we are going to discuss about a very important subject, that is chemistry. We are going to learn about very important topic in chemistry, that is fundamentals of chemistry. That means here we are going to discuss about what is chemistry, how it is useful in our daily life, and what is they learn it. Okay, all these topics we are going to cover in this video. First of all, what is chemistry and why we have to learn about it? Chemistry is not only a school subject, it's a everyday life science. That means you can observe chemistry everywhere around yourself. For example, if you are eating food, okay, how it is made up of? Directly it will not come from the field to the plate, right? So there is some process to convert raw rice into cooked one. So it involves chemistry. And we are breathing, that is also involves chemistry, and digestion, it involves chemistry. So cooking rice, not only cooking rice, cooking food, you can take anything, it involves chemistry. Okay, breathing, it involves chemistry. Digestion, this also involves chemistry. Everything around us involves chemistry. We can't imagine the world without chemistry, right? So today we are going to discuss in detail about what is chemistry definition and how it is useful for everyone. So here many students think that chemistry is only about laboratory activities. It's equations. It's full of problems. Like that only they'll think, but it's not the actual picture. Chemistry is a life science. It's present everywhere. Okay. For example, if you are cleaning your clothes, how they are going to clean directly? No, the chemistry present behind that activity. That means when you are using soap to clean clothes, the dirt is going to removed by soap. That the cleansing action of soap, right? So how soap is made? It's made because of chemistry formulas, right? Now, one more example. When you're drying your clothes in under sun, they're going to dry very quickly. Why? Because of the temperature, the water molecules present in the clothes are going to evaporate. That's how our clothes are going to dry, right? So this is also involves chemistry. That action, that activity involves chemistry. If you observe around yourself, you're going to see so many different materials and different things. How they are made? They are also made up of chemistry only. Now, now we are going to discuss the definition of chemistry. So, if you see the definition of chemistry, chemistry is a it's a branch of chemistry. Chemistry is a branch of science that deals with the studies matter, properties, composition, and changes it undergoes. What does it mean? That means the chemistry deals with the matter. What is matter? Again, here different terminology comes. Each term I'll explain clearly. Be patient. So first of all, if you see the definition, chemistry definition itself says that is a branch of science that studies matter, properties, composition, and changes it undergoes. For example, first matter. What is matter? Matter is nothing but anything which has mass and occupies space is called as matter. For example, if you see the phone you are seeing is a matter. The watch you are wearing is a matter. The book you are holding is a matter. Right? Anything which has a mass and occupies space is called as matter. Right? Then what is not matter? Anything like for example which doesn't have mass and doesn't occupy space is called as not a matter. For example, sound is not a matter. Okay, light is not a matter, and heat is not a matter. Right. Now coming to the properties. Properties means what? How? which changes its properties, means its color, okay, shape, size, boiling point and melting point, everything comes under properties. Next, coming to the composition. Composition means what substance is made up of. Okay, means for example, if you see this chair is made up of wood, right? And if you take glass is made up of metal, that is steel or copper or whatever. And in the same way, if you see that wall is made up of cement, bricks and all. So composition is nothing but what matter is made up of. Okay, and next coming to the changes that undergo, how one matter is changing one form to another form, right? All these things are discussed in chemistry. Chemistry not only talks about simply matter, how it behaves, how it is changes, how its composition is made up of, everything it discusses, right? So if we are talking about the states of matter mainly classified into three categories. One is solids, second one is liquids, third one is gases. Here, what is solid, liquid, gases, we are going to discuss in detail one by one. Solids means they are having a fixed shape and fixed volume. That means, for example, if you see this chalk is having fixed shape, that is a cylindrical shape, and fixed volume also, right? So the substances which are having a fixed shape and fixed volume comes under solids. Next, in solids, particles are tightly packed. If you observe in the diagram here, the particles are tightly packed with one another. Hence, they are having a strong attractions between them, right? So, here solids, the force of attraction between the atoms is very much high. Next, coming to the liquid. Before saying the examples, first I'll explain all three, then we'll go with the examples. Next, coming to the liquids. Here, no fixed shape, but they are having the fixed volume. Okay, particles are less, means their intermolecular spaces are little bit more compared to the solids. Here, if you observe, they are having a much more space compared to the solids, right? So they are having less attractions compared to solids. Okay, that is the reason liquids are going to occupy the shape of the container. For example, if I pour 1 liter milk in one glass, they are going to occupy the shape of the glass. The same amount of milk, if I am pouring in the round bottom flask or conical flask or any other type of containers, it's going to occupy that shape, right? Liquids are going to occupy the shape of the container. Okay, next coming to the, they're having next point, that is they're having less attractions compared to the solids. I already discussed this point. Next coming to the gases, they don't have fixed shape as well as fixed volume also. Okay, for example, if I'm spraying a perfume here, one corner of the room, it is going to reach other corner of the room because of their less intermolecular spaces. They can travel very fast. They can move from one place to another place very quickly, and they are going to occupy entire space available for them, right? And their particles, if you observe, see here, they are having very less intermolecular spaces. Next, they are having weak attractions also, right? Now, if you see the examples of the solid, liquid and gases, for solids, examples are stone, chair, pen, book, stand, blackboard, almirah, whatnot. You can take anything which has a mass and occupied space, which has a fixed shape and fixed volume. They all comes under solids volume. Next, coming to the liquids, you can take milk, water, oil, juice, okay, etc. Next, coming to the gases. For gases, you can take oxygen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, everything comes under gases. So these three are the states of matter. Again, we are having two more, but those two more states we are not going to discuss here. They are the further classification. Okay, next, matter can undergo different changes also in their appearance, in their physical properties. Matter can undergo changes. Again, changes are classified in two types: physical change and chemical change. I'll give simple examples. Physical change means, for example, if you take water, if you boil water, it is going to convert into steam. Okay, water molecules are going to convert into liquid form to vapor form. So that is a physical change. Then what is chemical change? Chemical change is nothing but a new substance is formed. For example, iron, rusting of iron. If you take iron, if you leave it outside for some time or some days, it is going to get rust. Then it is going to form iron oxide. That iron oxide is a new substance. It's a chemical change. Again, we cannot get the iron from it, right? So there are two types of changes. One is a physical change and chemical change. This is also we understood. Next, I will get a doubt. Why students need to learn this subject? Because it improves the observation skills, okay, and scientific thinking, how to develop new techniques. Like that, students can improve from this subject, and problem solving also, ability also students can improve. So simply I can say that chemistry is not a school subject or it's only confined to students. No, it's everyone's subject, even housewives, even the one who doesn't know any knowledge about education also, they are applying chemistry in everyday life. How? For example, if you get wound, right? If you cut any somewhere in our hand or a leg or anywhere, immediately we'll get, put turmeric. Why? Because it's a chemistry behind it. Next, yeah, in our homes, our mothers will, wash clothes and all. Even though they don't know about chemistry or anything, but they're using it in our daily life. Why? For example, there is chemistry already explained. Soap is acting as a cleansing agent, right? Next, one more classic example of chemistry in our daily life is our mothers when they are cooking. You might have observed when they cut brinjal or apple or something like that, they'll keep in water. Brinjals they're keep in water by adding some salt. Why? If we are leaving it outside, what happens? They are going to turn into brown color, that brinjal. So to avoid that, they are keeping it in water and keeping some salt, so that they will not react with the atmospheric oxygen, right? So even though they don't know about chemistry, but they are applying it in our daily life. So that is how chemistry is everywhere and everyone are using, not only in kitchen, in agriculture, in pharmacy, in industry, technological industry, but everywhere chemistry is useful. Why to go to that point? For example, if you observe in your hand, mobile screen you are using it, it's also works because of chemistry. So everything you observe, you see is under chemistry. Okay, so today we have discussed about the very fundamentals of chemistry. In next class, we are going to discuss more about it, as it's my first